Shout out to you for this one, Jules. Jules is one of my ambassadors over on Patreon for SB19. I have a few 18 over there. And this is in my P-Pop chat. She shared a link to the new music video, which just dropped yesterday for Visa, which apparently is about, at least one of the things it's about, is about the challenges that Filipinos have getting visas traveling the world. And I'm so honored to have a channel where I can, shine a light on this, because I didn't know about this. And, isn't that cool? So thanks for that, Jules. All right, let's go. We'll talk more as we go. I'm so excited to hear another song by these guys. These guys are killers. Let's go. Hold on, we have a disclaimer here. What? This music video is a fictional work created for artistic and entertainment purposes only. Any resemblance to actual persons, institutions, organizations, or events is purely coincidental. No offense or harm is intended. What are we about to watch? Ooh. Uh-oh. Feels very Latin so far. Interesting.
Sabi ng marami swerte raw ang makatapak ka ng tae. Sabi na ilayo ng nilagad at sila na may panay.
Oh my God!
Tagumpay panay sa husay, gilibreng sagay, wag lang bubuka. Ako'y samurai, malapa, tusay, balikan mo na talimi may aray.
Teka lang.
Josh. I love his rap.
Ang mga madlang people lang umawit ang mundong aking tinagusan. Ano raw? Teka down. Tunay ka maingay when you don't have to make a sound. And that's what's up, that's what's up. True SB, let's get at the top.
Wow. Look at this video. We'll talk about the music. We're going to go back. Oh, I love the beat though. Look at Stell. Let's go.
Ang hirap talagang lumipad kahit na may patunay na kaya mo na kailangan pa ng visa. Pag mo nakita, bitbit ko ng mga bread.
Wow. Oh my God. There's so much going on. Oh my God. They're putting it right out there. Justin. Wow. This is wild. All right, I'm going to stop here for a second before we get to what's probably going to be the bridge. Just for you got to stop when you do music reactions or it gets copyright problematically. Gets copyright problems. Oh my God. Wow. This is not subtle at all. It is right in your face. All of this stuff about the visa stuff. It's right there. It's right laid out. How provocative and powerful. And also what's really clever about it is it's baked into a very clever dance track, kind of a Latin influenced dance, sort of vibey song. You may not even know what's going on if you hear it in the background. You're just like, oh, this is a fun sort of interesting song, poppy song. Wow. There's so much going on. We're going to go back and break it down in a little more detail, but let's keep listening. Hold on, let me go back a teeny bit. This dance is fun too. See that head move?
What if kalmahan lang natin? Let's go. Dito, masaya lang.
I'm chilling around, even with
May
some.
lahat na para bang spaghetti lang. May sa baba, sa taas meron na.
This rap is cool.
Pasco, M. Jacinto, Oro, Trigo, Bruno, Nico, Joseph. Ay, baka naman. Pablo.
So is that all of these like Western or like Spanish names like Rodrigo? So I'm wondering, is this just like a thing about how Filipinos change their names to like Western names, or is it about how there's like a Latin influence of naming people? Like, because Pablo's kind of, is it like a Latin name, right? So yeah, I don't know. See, this is where I don't know enough about my history of Filipino culture and the way that Spanish, like Latin influence, like I don't know about all that culturally speaking. And man, I should look that up. But it seems like that's what this is about here.
May lahat na para bang spaghetti lang. May sa baba, sa taas meron na. David, Pasco, M. Jacinto, Oro, Trigo,
Wow,
Bruno, Nico,
they're putting this out there.
Joseph. Ay,
Amazing.
baka naman. Pablo.
So that was really like straight up making a commentary on, I think what it was about was making a commentary on how probably not just Filipinos, but Asians in general changing their names to westernized names for sake of whatever reason, and in this case talking about doing it for the sake of being able to get visas better and stuff. Wow. I love that they have the courage to put this out there and sort of, isn't this amazing? Oh! Art for social change. Like, that's what this is, straight up. It's catchy, too. I love this part. Let's go! Listen how minimal this beat is here. Wow. Okay. So I have some research to do on the Spanish influence of Filipino culture. That straight up is what I feel like I need to just understand if there's something there. I'm assuming there's something there with all of that. So we're going to do that later. But first, I just have to say, this is amazing. This is amazing that they did a video like this. This is provocative. It really is. And I'm honored that I get to celebrate it here and shine a light on it and say, hey, check out these guys and what they're doing and the, art for social change. I mean, my God, how powerful is this, right? Wow. Let's go back and talk about the music a little bit and how they did what they did. Because we're getting these, we've got these horns here, right? Yeah, those horns really give it a Latin feel. Now, the beat right here is so cool. Notice how minimal and empty it is. Sometimes what makes a beat interesting is what you leave out. It's like that little space is interesting. There's almost an implied beat there's almost an implied thing that's not there, We only have, listen to how little kick drum we have here so far, and which is compared to later. Listen. We basically have the kick drum on beat 1, and then we have some filler rhythmic subdivision. It's kind of doing stuff like that compared to later in the song when it gets all clubby with like a kick drum on every quarter note. Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have that kick on every quarter note there. But in the beginning, it's just on the beat 1, and that creates such room for growth. And we have this really cool bass line while Ken's rapping here. Ken's rapping is always so awesome. Like, Ken has such a textured voice. If you remember, I did a comparison of him to Felix from Stray Kids. And by the way, I react to a lot of Stray Kids on the channel, and there is a similarity between similar and different, of course, between SB19 and Stray Kids in the best way possible, meaning that they're very diverse stylistically. Each of the singers, they're very provocative. They have a lot of fiery energy. And Ken and Felix from both of those groups have such interesting voices, low textured vocal use, fascinating. Listen to the texture. No, he's got such a, first of all, it's so low, and it's got such a cool texture to it. And then this bass line, listen. It's just a bass line and a little bit of percussion, and his rap. It's so minimal, but it's so effective. Then the horns come in. Even if the blade is reversed, you still feel the pain. These lyrics are interesting. I love Josh's rap. So unique. Again, this is my point. Like, as far as groups, you know, like guy groups like this that you talk about. I mean, I hate to say boy band, but it's like that concept, you know? From back in the day, like New Kids on the Block, NSYNC. It's just that 30, 40 years later, done way better, you know? And the thing about these guys is the diversity. Like, Josh's rapping compared to Ken's rapping, very different. Compared to Stell's singing, compared to Justin's singing, compared to Pablo's gritty high notes, you know? They all have such unique qualities about them as individuals, but when they come together, they make such an interesting singular thing with the group, right? By the way, this is all the, if you want to come over and be an ambassador for them, this is all the stuff. So before you recommend ideas for me to check out of them, I've reacted to a lot. Moonlight, Crimson, Bazinga, Quit, Mana, I mean, and you can see there's a ton of stuff. And I'll release, I know that some of you mentioned that some of you aren't able to check out my stuff over here on Patreon because of, again, like another thing, like you can't access Patreon from where you are in the world. And so I'll try to share as much as I can on YouTube for you guys. But the way my channel works is, like, on YouTube, we never make any money from doing music reactions. So it's really a pro bono thing for me doing reactions on YouTube. The way that I am able to support myself doing this spend all my time doing this is by people who are ambassadors for artists over on Patreon. So that's why I have so much extra content over on Patreon that I don't have on YouTube. For those of you who are supporting me. And then I put up a little bit on YouTube, and then I deep dive over on Patreon. And you can see clearly that's what's happening over here. So if you are able to come over and support the channel, keep them on my radar, great. If not, I'll try to keep releasing as much as I can to continue to celebrate them, because I'm a fan of these guys. So, but the link to all that stuff's down in the description, okay? Hear the flow. His flow is so interesting. So what makes his rap so interesting? Here are the things. There are really only three things there can be. Number one, the rhythm that he chooses to use. All the stuff he chooses rhythmically to do. That's something that makes him unique and makes anybody's rap unique if it's unique. So we've got Josh has some really cool rhythmic things he does. Second, it is the tone quality, the voice he uses. He does a lot of like jumping octaves, high voice things when he raps. Unique, weird, cool, love it. That's another thing that makes rap distinctive. And the third thing, maybe the most important thing, is what you're saying, the content of the words, what you mean. So again, it's the rhythm, it's the tone, it's the meaning. These are the three things that make a rap interesting if it's interesting. Isn't this interesting?
Break it down. Tunay ka maingay when you don't have to make a sound. And that's what's up, that's what's up.
That rhythmic stuff, that flow is killer.
West let's get at the top. Tanda ka ba nung araw humili?
I love the juxtaposition right there, that contrast. Like we've got all this busyness. It feels like the song's growing.
Ano raw? Break it down. Tunay ka maingay when you
Feels like we're heading into like a bigger thing, right? And then what happens is in the pre-chorus it drops out, and we got Pablo up in his high voice.
make a sound, and that's what's up, that's what's up. True West let's get at the top. Tanda ka ba nung araw humili?
Just with over a little bit of horns.
Sa bulala ako'y nagbang bang bang. Balang araw ko ay
Oh, I love that grit that Pablo. Yeah. How do we get that grit? How do we do that? What is that grit he's doing? So, by the way, this little chart here, I'm going to do a video deep diving, breaking this down for you guys all a little bit more. I created this chart to help everybody understand how the voice works. And these 7 elements, you know, if you break down somebody singing and take into consideration grit use, wind use, metallic quality of the voice. Bop, bop, that's metallic quality. Vibrato, the wiggly tone. How they do intervals, which is the space between notes, vowels, and space, you have a really good understanding of what they're doing with their voice, you know? And Pablo has a really cool voice. Like he's got sort of a little bit of windiness and huskiness in his tone sometimes, but he plays with grit a lot, especially on high notes. It's very cool. It sounds cool. Listen. Right here, listen. Hear that? I know it's silly when I did it, but that creaky door sound, that's called false chord grit. You get that through cinching your pharynx. Try to make this sound with me. Go, very quietly. See if you can. That's not vocal fry. That vocal fry is something different. I won't go into that now, but wow. Beautiful. Man, they're killing it on this dance. Look at these dancers are awesome. Wow. It does have sort of a Latin feel with the horns and a Latin feel with the rhythmic accents. Although, you know, you get rhythmic accents like that in hip hop, and there's a lot of hip hop influence in K-pop and in P-pop too. So everything's all mushing together here a bit. It definitely has a Latin feel to it, though. Oh, I like that. I like that little. It's almost like it's almost like a little funky drum fill. It feels like from, I don't know, a throwback 70s track or something right here. Kind of like what we hear Bruno Mars doing lately. Speaking of amazing Filipino artists, oh my God. I mean, it kind of had a sound of, what was that one song he just did? I just reacted to it. It's got that little fill. I don't know. It reminded me of Bruno Mars a little bit. So this is where we're like straight up in a visa office right now. And they're putting it right out there. I love that. That sounds like Stell there. Sometimes in music videos, it's hard to know who's singing because you can tell with certain singers. But that phrase, I think that was Stell, and we're looking at Stell. It sounded like Stell. I think that's him, right? Yeah. Ah! Wow. He was up, man. He goes crazy high, though. We have, what was that one Wish Bus he did? I reacted to it recently where he went up, I think it was was it Moonlight? Wait a minute. Hold on. One of these, he went up, I think, was it, oh God, I can't remember which one it was, but there was one of these that he went up to an outrageously high note. Yeah, I forget what it was. It's
Nabusog lahat sa aking sinaing Nak ng pating Nagreklamo pang
but now my man, I feel like I could.
Sorry, pasensya ka na. Alam kong napagod ka
This is
sa
beautiful.
pagbayahang balusin kita.
All the falsetto. Da, da, da. They're so good at jumping from their metallic bop bop bop, the trumpety voice, into windy falsetto voice, back and forth, adding grit, great harmonies. I could just go on all day about this. This song is killer. This song is killer, 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 killer. And like I said, I am honored to have a platform where I can celebrate them, where I can, do my little 1 billionth of a fraction of like just sort of shining a light on them and helping out with the cause. I'm honored to have a lot of Filipinos in my life. I have students that are Filipino. I have friends from school that I came up with singing who are from the Philippines. I work daily. One of kind of like my right hand with my teaching business. By the way, I have a teaching business I didn't tell you about. Right, actually, I think she's on my. This is my amazing team of teachers I teach with here in the Manhattan, tri-state, Philadelphia area, and this is my administrative staff. This is Raya, who is in the Philippines right now, and so is Eileen. And so they've been working with me. Raya's been working with me for years now. I think 5 years or something. I don't know how long. Raya, if you see this, Raya's amazing, and Eileen's amazing. And yeah, so by the way, if you need voice lessons, this is my links down in the description to we do online lessons and in-person lessons out here. So anyway, I think we'll leave it there. This is really cool. I could definitely do a deep dive on this more and break down all the meaning. There's a lot of meaning in here that I didn't get to, but feel free to leave comments about things that you found interesting in the music video, things that I didn't point out that you think should have been pointed out. Drop all that down in the comments, okay? All right. More to come with these guys. And thanks again for those of you who are keeping them on my radar, like you, Jules, and Cassie, and more of you. So Cassie had a lot of posts there. All right. I'll see you all soon. Cheers.